Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh lord, if you're new here, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. I really enjoy making these videos, so I hope you guys are enjoying watching them. So today what I want to do, you can see by the title, is I want to play with the Jetset eye brush kit by Milani. I was trolling in Walmart. I'm curious to see what those matte palettes look like, or the new Milani palettes that are 15 bucks at Walmart, what they look like, but they're completely sold out. And I saw this and wanted to play with them. Additionally, I picked up this guy. This is the all over blending, or the highlight and blending brush. And doesn't this look familiar? Like a little Anastasia action. This thing is so soft, oh my god. And really feeling these brushes, it makes me want to buy more of them. But if you know anything about my brush collection, you know that I need to refrain as much as possible. Thank goodness they're slightly affordable. I think this was $9. This set was $11.97. $97 in true Walmart fashion. So, without further ado, let's put some face makeup on and then play with some eye makeup. And we're going to only use these three guys. They are travel brushes, so I'm going to compare the size to some other travel brushes because I'm really not a fan of itty bitty brushes. But these are long enough to where you have a good balance in your hand. But either way, so let's dive right into it and fix some of this, right? Buzzy time. That was nice, wasn't it? Okay, so I should probably put on a shirt or something. Real quick, I used my Makeup Forever stick that's in my pan project. And then I also used, this is the Studio Fix Perfecting Stick by MAC NW20. I'm actually really pleased with how my stick and stick action played out on my face today. I used my Laura Mercier setting powder, which I don't always use, so lately I've just been in the realm of wanting to just switch and try and do different things with my makeup. Same thing with the blush that I have on. This is in a project pan, but I never really use this blush because it can come out pretty intense. But I'm wearing that today. I'm actually wearing the bronzer as well. In case anybody has these questions, I figured that's what I would do, is just answer them for you, right? So I have my little Milani brush, and I don't have any highlight on, so I'm going to start there. And I wanted to pull out, can I just side note say, Paula, a beauty guru, made me do it. She posted a video about a makeup confession of makeup that she's not using. And I actually, in my brain, it really inspired me to do something similar. Not telling you guys about it, but I've just been rotating more heavily through different things. Like today I'm gonna use this blush, today I'm gonna use this blush or this bronzer, and I've really been enjoying doing that. So Paula, thank you for having your own confession. It's made my brain really kind of want to use a lot of things over here more often. Like this, for example. Can you see that there's literally just finger swatches on these pans? Bad, Allison. Bad. Okay. I'm going into the Starburst shade with my little Milani. And I like that this is a synthetic brush. It's the main reason why I really like my Inglot highlighting brush too, is that they're synthetic. For a while, other brushes that I've used, if they're natural hair, I feel like I can kind of be like stabbing my pores. Or it just feels a little bit more rough. Versus now I have some natural hair brushes like my Ray Morris stuff. And my Sonia brush. Those, they feel so much nicer because they're of supreme high quality hair and not just hair, kind of like my old school MAC brushes. Straight up. Anyway, but I don't know, I feel like this part of my face, especially when I use blush brushes, powder brushes, highlighting brushes, I like them to be more synthetic so I can really feel like I'm blending product in and not hurting my face. I mean, same thing when you blend with a natural hair brush in your eye. Like a 224 can be more scratchy than any Smith brush, period. any Wayne Goss brush, period. They're so much more soft, but like that brush in particular, it hurts. Is the TV bothering you in the background? I don't know. I don't feel like getting up to turn it off. Which is kind of sad, but that's okay. Honesty is the best policy. Okay, I got out, in addition to playing with these, we're only going to play with these. I mentioned just a second ago about eye brushes when they're travel size. They're kind of wonky. I'm not really a big fan. So I wanted to pull these out and really kind of show you a comparison of... Yeah, I literally put these back in the box just to show you this. Just to show you these by themselves. So these are what they look like. Yeah, they're a little bit shorter. So something I love to use, I'm going to grab a few brushes I use pretty regularly. And of course, my brush cup is literally right underneath my viewfinder, so that's why I'm like being MacGyver-like. Okay, so when I first saw this brush set in store, I thought about my favorite brush. My Makeup, I was about to say my MAC. My Makeup Forever 218 brush. So this is my 218 Makeup Forever brush. And when I saw this Milani brush in store, I thought it looked so similar. And they're both synthetic, so they really do a great similar job. Of course, my Makeup Forever brush has been washed several times, so it's got a little bit of a different shape. It's got a true shape is what we'll call it. But this is the length difference of the two. These ferrules seem to be very similar in size, or in length, so if I were to actually put them like top of the ferrule together, let me put the rest of the stuff down. You know, this one's just a tad bit shorter, and then you've got this much length here. So when I hold it, I'm usually balancing, or if I'm pulling back, it does have that similarity like my little Ray Morris highlighter brush. It sits by itself because it has a magnet, so it's like in the corner on top of my Melt Pro palette because that's a magnet. Anywho, it's like the little queen, like, bing, here I am. Anyway, so I do this the same way where I have this kind of like butted into my palm, but I feel like I need the pressure in my palm for it to feel like it's balanced, as crazy as that sounds. But this I can do similarly, where it's really kind of pushed back into my palm, and I can blend, or I have that pressure here. So, you know, there's that thought. Other goodies that I have in here, this is a nice fluffy dome brush. Now this is very similar to, I moved my brush cup, to my 224, and the description I'm going to tell you is kind of silly, but it's almost like an exploded taper. Instead of being like a taper like this, you've got more of that actual exploding look to it, where you don't have that much of a taper on the side and more like of a ball shape. You have more of that just, I don't know, like an egg shape, dome shape, as opposed to, I don't know, this is my strongest comparison of that guy. Lastly, this is something I'm pretty excited about, this right here. So this is a flat shader brush, and it's not a small flat shader brush. I actually don't have anything like it. I'm pretty excited about that, but what this does remind me of is there's I think it's called a pusher brush by Smith. I don't have, but this is just a comparison of another brush. You can see how big this is. And it's great for blending, I don't know, just kind of buffing out shadow, pressing, laying things in. You can use it, I don't know, you can use it however you want. But the density of this and how soft it is, and it has a nice little arrowhead taper to it on the side. Pretty excited about that. So I don't have anything like that in my collection. It reminds me of the Smith brush I want that I don't want to spend too much money on. You get where I'm going with that. I'm going to just stack some of these guys on top, so you can kind of see all that mamma jamma. And all three of these, for the most part, are the same height. They have a good taper to the body of them. They're kind of wide here, go more slender. This one, it's more fat, and then tapers in as well. So they all have their own thickness. They're not just uniform in the barrel. Now I did break out because I'm not a big travel brush person. I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is a Luxie Quad Eye Travel set. And I pulled one of the brushes out, and I don't like this set for a few reasons, and I haven't used any of these, so if any of my friends want this set, just let me know. I'll send them to you. But they're all flat, and I mean like not round, completely round, bullet shaped, but they have that dimple. They're all flat, so there's nothing that has that round blending shape that I'm really more accustomed to. And I mean, that is kind of whining, but it is what it is. I'm gonna whine about it. These, they're shorter. Like the barrel's a little bit longer than what the Milani brushes are. These are all synthetic as well. This is wood, but it's just shorter. Like it's just that much shorter to where it's a no for me, dog. You know what I mean? Like whereas this is in my hand shape, just long enough to where I have some weight in my hand for the way that I hold things, or it can butt up against, which I haven't really used. Like, I haven't used these at all, actually. But this works for me, because I still have that, but this, I'm changing my hand shape. I'm using, like, a broken pencil. I'm just, I like how I have to chicken wing this. And so it's just a little too short for me. So like I said, if anybody wants this, just let me know. So what I wanted to do, I'm gonna only use these 3 brushes, and I wanted to recreate a sunset look that I've done before out of the Natasha Denona sunset palette. I'll link up in the card the little itty bitty video, I call them. There's a little playlist I have on my channel that I did a triangle on my eye, but you can see the eye look is the sunset look. So let's zoom in and play. Can you guys tell this is why I did this in the living room the other day? You can't tell, my feet are all over the place in this room. So I'm going in with the pink Bermuda shade just as a transition, and I'm not setting anything. These shadows actually, I mean, they will crease, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm using a mixture of some of the shimmer shades patted over some of the mattes. So they're really not going to be that crazy. Next, what I'm gonna do is go into a more orange shade on the outside, and then I'm gonna pat in yellow on the inside on both of my eyes. And I'm using this big guy, and I'm having that moment of like confusion on how to make that work. I almost feel like I need to be brighter here. Okay, that looks better, doesn't it? Okay. I'm gonna go in with this little guy and see if maybe we can. Alright, I'm already kind of in a mental conflict of using this brush because she's a little weird. Let's keep going. Oh, BT dubs. Look what I got. That Amrezy mirror, y'all. So, hold on, let's get a little creepy here. So, just kidding. I've been wanting a handheld mirror for a while, and I think little PR mirrors are totally cute. So I wanted to get this one, and I mean, even I've asked the girls at the mat counter if I could have one of those since I was a little kid. But I feel like everything I've ever seen in Sally's and whatnot is just so awkward and heavy looking, and just like a giant oval with a curved little handle. Like no. So this is the shade Horizon in this palette. And yeah, it's okay for it to not be so vibrant orange because I'm layering something on top that makes a little bit more sense as far as the color go. And really the yellow is going to be more of an all-star in this. Or it should be anyway. already I'm kind of feeling a little spoiled in using certain brushes. I will say that. Like I like my flat shader brush that is coated in something glittery. You ever pick up a brush and you're just like, not today, friend. We're going matte today. You better stay away from me. And then this guy too, he's flat. So I feel like when I'm packing on color, I'm kind of missing something, and this just, it's not hitting that home run feeling like I want it to right now. So all my dogs have been sleeping all day, and I just started talking and filming, and it's like I woke somebody up. And somebody, I mean like the demon inside of all of them. And they're all just in and out, in and out, in and out. And I think it's so funny. So in our house, we had carpet everywhere pretty much, and like a linoleum in the kitchen. And so we decided in one swoop to just redo the entire house, which I'm thankful we did. It's beautiful. It looks so much better than it did. And I don't like to vacuum, and I don't feel like vacuuming ever gets anything clean. So we got tile, like big slate tiles, or it's porcelain but it looks like slate with like the green, and watch my blog, you'll see the floor. Anywho, and then we have wood floors in all of the bedrooms, so tile in the kitchen, everything. And then the bathrooms are different. We never did those or redid those are all tile anyway. Well, we're about to redo our master bathroom, but that's a different thing. Anyhow, we really did not notice or think about what it would be like to have them DOGs on the floors, and now it's just one of those like, oh my god, they're walking into the room, I'm trying to sleep. It drives me crazy sometimes. Okay, maybe it was just the shade that I had picked out for the outer, but I like the way that this kind of laid on the inner yellow shade. So I'm going to use a little bit of a more metallic orange on the outside. I will say, like, for a jet set kit, this is kind of like a pack on and go. Like, I'm actually digging this brush quite a lot. I like it a lot. A lot. So now I'm going to go into what I want to do is, there's two dual chrome shades in this palette. One here and one here. So this one's more of a goldy orange, and this one's more of like a rose gold color. So I like to do the rose gold. That's got more of that deeper red to it on the outside to create the fire from within our souls. And this is something I feel like I would definitely do just with my finger either way. It's something I usually do with my finger, but you know, I wanted to play with these brushes and see how this goes. And shimmery shades can kind of flake and give you some fallout. So now I'm going to go into that other shade. And these Natasha Denona metallics are easy to just kind of like rub right on, but like I said, I'd rather use my finger. Okay, I'm going into a little bit of a basic brown shade. And everything that's kind of fallen underneath, because you can see there's yellow, there's orange. I'm just kind of blending them out with that soft brown. And this is literally my little sunset look. I love doing this look. I think it's so fun. It's just a jelly look, especially, you guys, it's like crappy weather outside, so you gotta do what you can do to, you know, keep things spicy in life, right? I don't know what that has to do with anything. Now I'm using this guy, and I like, see, he's sitting right here. Maybe this is a more articulate. So he's sitting right here. Okay, so I'm going to take that same Milani brush, And we're just going to I like how this gives you shine and warmth. So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, so you guys, my honest verdict on these. These are really nice. I definitely recommend these to anybody. I would stick them in my travel bag, but I honestly feel like this middle brush here, which we talked about is very similar to this guy here, my Makeup Forever brush, I'm just going to use this a lot at home in addition to this when it's packed with color, like if I need to go back and forth. So I'm glad that I have a little addition here. These were, like I said, $12 for the set, so $4 a brush compared to buying another $30 brush. That's a nice win. Same thing with this Dome Blending Brush. It's a synthetic version of my MAC brush, so I'm pretty excited about this. And this, I'm going back and forth with it, but I like it. I like the thickness of it. It makes me feel like that's what it's for. The thicker it is, it's more for that kind of brute labor kind of a thing. And then this, you guys, I really do like. The only thing that's kind of weird is, see how thin this is? If this was a little bit thicker like a Snicker, I think I would like the balance of that a little bit better, because I want to choke back on it and not be so heavy-handed with it, but it makes me want to choke up on it more so I have that more thickness in my hand. I don't know. I do like this though. This is really nice. This is extremely similar to that that thinner Anastasia brush, which I believe is a natural dual fiber brush. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure completely. So that's all I have to say about these Milani brushes. I'm pretty impressed, you guys. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.